Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jai Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. As always, if you're new, welcome, and make sure that you subscribe if you're not, and hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. And also give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can suggest me to more people that like similar content. Welcome in Veronica, and welcome in Rebecca, and everyone else that is watching here. Say hi in the chat so I know that you're here and I can say hi back. This has been a crazy, crazy week. A lot is going on. A lot is happening. This is our Wednesday night show called The Magic of Venus. We're going to talk about what Venus is doing in the astrology this week and how that's going to be affecting us collectively. And then I'm going to do card readings for all of the signs at the end, go through each of the signs and tell you where this is happening in your chart based off of your rising sign, and then the energies for Sun, Moon, and Venus as well. And honestly, anything that you have in Aries, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about this Aries energy this week. Hello, Raessa, welcome in. Before we actually dive into that, hello, Kim. So good to see you. And Amy, welcome, welcome. So before we actually dive into the content of this video, I do want to invite you to download my Free Moon Astrology Guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And then you get entered into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report, which is basically the astrology, the horoscope. We watch the moon transit through the sky, but I talk about other aspects as well, especially if they're very significant aspects. And people just absolutely love getting that in their inbox every Wednesday morning. 8 a.m., usually 8 a.m. Pacific. I send it out, and then sometimes I end up having to actually write it the day of, so it goes out a little bit later, but that's the usual time, Wednesday morning when it comes out. Yes, hello Melanie, welcome in. Hello Muriel, welcome in. Thank you guys for being here. And Veronica, hey. Yes, so let's see what else is going on. There's a lot, and it's funny because today I actually feel a lot better, but the last few days have felt like very like, let's just say that there's been opposite things happening at the same time. And I've been experiencing this intense dark, like dark energy. And at the same time, not like evil. That's so not what I mean when I say dark. I just mean shadow, working with the deeper parts of ourselves, the kind of awareness that comes when you commit to really being in tune with who you are, what you're here to do, and what are your gifts, and what in life mirrors to you things that show you who you are and what's going on inside. Heavy is another really good word to use. Thank you, Melanie. And then on the other side of the spectrum, these amazing things going on that are like super exciting. I'm like, wow, like it's amazing to see these two dualities like showing up in my personal life, but I'm pretty sure you guys are feeling that as well in your own individual lives. This is something that's happening very intensely right now because we are dealing with an eclipse that is about to arrive this weekend. And we are literally in between the eclipses. So we're in eclipse season, and everything that happens right now is super revolutionary. So some of the really amazing things that are like coming up for me and that I'm really excited about are, for one, I'm going to have my very first live event in Sedona, Arizona, the most magical and beautiful, like spiritually activating place I've really ever been to in my life. And I've been to some pretty cool places, but Sedona has this, it like has my heart, you know, and it's interesting because I've had my own little relationship with her, and I do feel like it's a feminine energy that I connect with there, but Sedona is also very masculine, and there's, you know, portals and vortexes, and it's a spiritual activating place, and it's natural. So it's kind of like a natural temple of the divine to connect with the divine. So I've been, you know, getting to know Sedona a little bit more through this whole past year, and finally ready to do my own events, private events. And this is the very first time that I'm doing this, so I'm really excited. And if you want to join me, then the event is happening on June 13th, which is the full moon in Sagittarius. It is a Monday, and we will be doing a morning hike to a vortex, and then breaking for lunch, and then coming together in the evening around 4 p.m. to like 8 p.m. to have our ceremony, and it's going to be all outdoors. So if you love hiking, if you love being outdoors, if you love nature, if you want to connect more with nature, this is going to be a really beautiful opportunity to do this live with me and to get to meet me if you haven't met me. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited. I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. But that's happening on the 13th. And if you want to sign up, I believe that I do have the link here, but let me just double check that it is here. Yes, join us this June in Sedona for the Sagittarius full moon event. So just click that link in the description, and it'll take you to the sign up page. And the sign up page gives you more information about it as well. Also, the other thing I'm really excited about is we're doing a gua sha workshop, and it's a beauty workshop, and it has to do with lymphatic drainage and taking care of your skin. Like, it's like a beauty technique, an ancient beauty technique that's thousands of years old, and comes from the Asian culture tradition. And you use this like crystal tool to basically do facial massage. And I am tapping into this space that is new for me, and working with my two friends from Boulder, Colorado. So if you missed the video we did last night, we went live and we each shared what we're going to talk about in the workshop and what we're excited about with using gua sha. The workshop is free, so just come and hang out with us. It's going to be happening on the 19th of May. And the link below in the description will get you registered for the event. So that's actually another really fun thing. We are still, it's not too late to sign up for the Moon Goddess Training Level 1 if you want to join us. We're 2 weeks in, but there's replays of everything. If you want to dive into like a all out school to learn about yourself, who you are, why you're here through many, many different perspectives. What is the human design, like the collective human design, and why we're here as a humanity on this planet, and what is our responsibility? What's the Earth plan here? What are we supposed to do here on Earth, planet Earth? It gives you a really huge perspective of who we are at level 1, and we're going to do level 2 in July. So we apply everything we've learned in a very personal way. I'm getting hints, like I'm getting a lot of intuitive hits about what we're going to be doing exactly in level 2. And oh my God, I can't freaking wait for that. That's in July. And then level 3 is the actual Akashic certification program, learning the techniques, how to do Akashic readings yourself, how to lead Akashic journeys, all these different things that I would love to start to share with the world. And these are things that I've been learning basically like my whole life, diving into these beautiful tools. So you can still sign up for that. And hello, April, welcome in. Hello, Joan, welcome in. Hello, Melanie, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. And you guys, I have a new shop. I still have my Etsy store, but I actually now have my own like website for a shop. So I'm going to be I'm so excited because I feel like I was waiting for that. And if you want to check it out, I just updated the link today. I'm kind of announcing it for the very first time. It's Eagle Star Jewels, and it's the name of basically my jewelry company. I make some really awesome stuff, spiritually activating jewelry that will help you to connect with your spiritual path, the goddess path. And I also make essential oil blends that help us connect with the starseed energies in our chart. And those are coupled with the starseed reading. So if you do a starseed reading, you know which of the starseed essential oil blends that you can work with to connect with those energies. For example, I'm going to put this on right now. This is the Orion essential oil blend. It has lemon, Roman chamomile, rosemary essential oils, honeysuckle extract, and distilled water. And the focus is spiritual purpose, higher knowledge, share your voice, ancient wisdom, connecting with the Orion star seeds. And there's rollers, and there's also aura mist. I'm actually going to put some of this right now. Oh my God, that Roman chamomile is the freaking best. So you can find those now on my new shop, and I am so freaking excited to finally have that. It looks really nice. You guys got to tell me what it looks like. But yeah, so those are the exciting things. Those are the things that I'm like really lit up about. Those are the things that I'm just like, I feel the power, the power of the growth, the power of the evolution within myself. And when it comes to the shadow that I've been, working with, the shadows, the experiences in my life that I've been working with this week, what has come up for me personally is it's a very deep purging and a releasing and a replacing and acknowledging that, not every relationship, not every connection is a good match. And sometimes we have to make those tough decisions to create strong boundaries. And it really came to me with diving deep into this topic of human design and understanding my own design specifically, and knowing that where I actually sacrifice my own well-being, my own like literal health to try to get other people to this is the shadow of the projector, is that they want to be noticed and recognized so bad that they will do things and accept things and like sign up for things that are not actually a match to them, where people are not actually like viewing them for who they are and the value that they are bringing. So learning that and knowing how to set boundaries and like completely releasing things that no longer serve me has been a big theme for me personally. And I'm curious to know if it's been a big theme for you guys as well. Everything is going amazing. I'm having family coming into town this week, starting tomorrow, and I'm getting really excited about that. And I also feel like everything is is happening for a reason, and I am just letting myself go with the flow and trusting fully in my intuition. And the funny thing is that trusting in your intuition is not always about like following the light path. It's not. Trusting your intuition has to do with you understanding that your intuition will tell you that either that you need to go this way or you need to go that way. For me, lately, I follow my intuition, and of course, we get to points in our life where we ignore we ignore the message, like we ignore the obvious thing for a long time because of all the shadows, because of all the limiting beliefs, or because of what we feel is right, but in reality, it's not really healthy for us. We want to like force things to happen. And when you try to force things to happen, they don't work out, and you end up feeling like you wasted your time. So that's been what I've been dealing with this week. And the important thing to remember in regards to intuition is that your intuition will sometimes tell you that what needs to be done here is maybe not what you would have loved, maybe not what you would have wanted to be the outcome of the situation, but it is the only option that will give you everything that you need in this moment. So it's been intense, and to see the duality, to see these two things showing up in our lives very powerfully, it's like, whoa, what is going on? What is going on right now? Yeah, totally. Joan, I said hi earlier, but you're in here. I just want to, just a side note, check your email. I've been sending you emails. I haven't been getting anything back. So I'm wondering if you've been getting them. It's actually good that you're in here and I could just tell you that just straight up. Hello, Valerie. Welcome in. Hello, Alive, Thrive. Welcome in. I have Andromeda and Pleiadian essential oil blends. And I love them. Oh my God. I love that too. Yes. I use them all the time. I also use the rollers. And in fact, as we transition to our astrology part of this video, I'm going to this is what I do with my essential oils. doTERRA has this amazing hand and body lotion that is made specifically for blending with essential oils. What I'm going to do is put some frankincense on me right now so that I can tap into my intuition a little bit more, because frankincense helps connect us to our spirit guides, angels, and teachers. So just one drop is good, and then you blend it in. And what I do is you want to make sure you like take it in, and usually that comes with just smelling it. Doing a nice deep inhale. Oh my God. Whoa, that's so intense. Frankincense is no joke. Oh, okay. So now I'm ready to start to channel some information. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can actually see what the chart looks like. What is this aspect that we are dealing with right now? And let's see the comments too. I want to make sure I don't miss any comments. Woo! Okay, let's see. Yeah, I figured it's all good. I just wanted to make sure that that you're getting my emails, because it seemed like you might have not been getting them. Not like that it was your fault or anything, but I'm really glad that I got to let you know right now, Joan. All right, let's see what's going on. Sometimes it's bobbing and weaving. Feels like that sometimes. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome in. No, wait, what? Hello, Hannah. Welcome in. So good to see you. Thank you for coming in and blessing us with your presence. So can you guys see the chart? You should be able to see the chart. So here's what we are going to be talking about in this Magic of Venus video. And what I want to show you is this conjunction between Chiron and Venus. It's happening at exactly 14 degrees and 44 minutes, which is super interesting. And it is on a star called Alpheratz, which is on the Andromeda constellation. So this is an Andromedan stargate. And this is happening at 5:22 a.m. on Sunday, May 15th. And when you look at the overall chart, basically this is happening on the day of the eclipse, because you've got the sun right here at 24, the moon in Scorpio at 15, getting closer and closer. The exact moment of the eclipse is Sunday night Pacific and like 12:15 a.m. Eastern time. So it's happening both on the 15th and the 16th. So either day. But kind of the transition from, it's funny because it's like happening in the transition between the dark, the light and the dark. And it is a Scorpio full moon total lunar eclipse. So it's a big deal. That is happening on that day. The other thing to point out, and I just got done recording the video, is that on this day we already have Mercury retrograde, and we also have Jupiter in Aries. I recorded the video for the Starseed membership. So if you want to know more about this, there's some interesting connections between the transit of Mercury and retrograde in Gemini, and then Jupiter in Aries for the next year, and then Mars, who will be the dispositor of the energy of Jupiter, going through and also retrograding in Gemini, and like connections to the Pleiades, connections to also Andromeda, Alpheratz. Super interesting and like deep healing themes. So why is it significant to talk about this? Well, this is the main astrological transit that is happening this week with Venus. And we focus on the magic of Venus and what she brings up for us. So a conjunction with Venus and Chiron is going to bring up deep wound healing in relationships. This is about like primal wounds. This is deep stuff. It also has to do with, because think of everything that Aries represents. Aries represents the fool in the major arcana. Aries represents the hero's journey. Aries is cardinal fire energy, which is the initiator of something, the spark of life, the thing that gets something started or going. And also connected to the reproductive system in the body. Wherever Aries is in your chart is your connection to your reproductive system. Also think about Aries as being the very first sign. So it's like child energy, childlike energy, innocence. And it could bring up stuff from childhood, because it is in childhood that those deep kind of trauma wounds happen, and then we carry them throughout life. And when we do deep healing, usually we are going back and healing our inner child. Then those wounds affect us in our relationships later on in life as adults. And unless you go back and you start to learn the different primal wounds, your emotional wounding during your childhood, including talking about the reproductive system, including the time that you were inside your mother's belly, including that time, then before you were born, and then the early ages, when you go back as an adult and understand that map of your wounding, which you can find it in your gene keys, actually. It's called the Venus sequence in the gene keys, and we're going to dive into that in level 2 of the Moon Goddess training. The map of your original wounding in this life, your childhood wounding. Then you have this blueprint to understand what are the deepest shadows within relationships. So what this does is it brings our focus, Venus, relationships, on healing, Chiron. And not only that, it's exactly at 14 degrees on Alpheratz, which is a star in Andromeda. It marks her head. And it is actually one of the most powerful energies. The star seed energy of Andromeda is the liberation of the soul. The liberation of these wounds, the liberation of the things that cause issues within your relationships. It's liberating yourself and also seeing yourself in the mirror and asking yourself, what is mirroring itself to me right now? And if you have the ability, the power to take action, then the healing can be transmuted, or healing can happen as you transmute your shadows into gifts. But this also means that we're going to face situations this week. This eclipse is bringing them up. This eclipse season that are healing deep relationship stuff. And that's what we're experiencing. And that's the big thing about this transit this week. Is like, well, you know, if you wanted something lighter, if you wanted something less intense, I'm sorry, but this is really what's going on. So it's maybe for some of us not as intense, maybe for others super intense, but either way, this is the theme of the week when it comes to planet Venus. So there's deep healing, deep releasing. So what I want to do is actually, I want to go through each of the signs and pull a couple of cards. I'm going to be using the Children of the Cosmos deck, Oracle deck, and then the Ounce Project cards to channel a message for each of the signs regarding this conjunction between Venus and Chiron. Hello, Maricela. Welcome in. Christian says, I've been seeing 444 everywhere since the Taurus eclipse. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's do a little bit of more essential oils. I'm literally obsessed. It's like I never thought that something like this would help me so much, but knowing how emotional energies like flow through me, and I kind of don't have a choice because I have an undefined solar plexus, I have to learn to come back to my center, and the essential oils have been a huge help with that. All right, so let us go through the signs, starting with Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. If you are an Aries, if you have Aries energy in your chart, let us know in the chat. This is a transit that's happening for you in your first house. If you have an Aries rising and wherever you have Aries energy in your chart. So the important thing to remember for you is that this is a big deal having to do with how you identify yourself and what is important for you in terms of how you see yourself. It also has to do with how other people see you, and it also has to do with what you want how you want other people to see you, but also is there like is how people see you or what you're presenting to the world different than what you actually are. And if that's true, then you have to align yourself with more of like, you got to show your true self. You got to be your true self. You can't make compromises because other people want something different from you than what is truly you. And that's the energy that's going on this week with this transit for Aries. And the two cards that you got are Unity, Consciousness, We Are One, See the Divine in Everything and Everyone. I actually love that because Aries can be very like self-centered. Not in a bad way, just naturally it's self-centered because it has to be. It has to think about itself first. And this is a moment where, because it's first house energy, you do have to think about yourself first. But what helps you to understand the importance of making sure that you're not compromising and hurting yourself in relationships is that everything outside of you is a mirror of what's inside of you. So if there's a relationship that's triggering you, if there's something that's triggering you, it's because you're learning something about yourself. And that's what unity consciousness is. It's just recognizing that events and things happen, and what they are is showing us more about ourselves. What you need a little ounce of is boundaries. Boundaries, Aries. This week is important to set healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries. And as you learn to understand what you're offering in relationships, who you are within the relationship, and how to make sure that you're also taking care of yourself. All right, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. This is a transit that's happening in your 12th house. So in terms of who's a Taurus, by the way, in the chat, in terms of the Venus Chiron conjunction, the relationship here is to your higher self. What's coming up is your relationship to your higher self. And what else can come up is within your actual physical earthly relationships, spiritual issues, things about spirituality, like what I believe versus what you believe, things like that. You know, are you in a relationship that actually feels in alignment, or is it like just really teaching you a deep lesson right now and doesn't really feel good? You know, those are two important questions to ask yourself. Muriel says, I am a Taurus rising. And so is Hannah, and so has Maria, Taurus energy. Okay, here we go. These cards keep falling. The card from this deck is vulnerability. Bare your soul. The world needs more vulnerability. This is a beautiful card. The color green speaks to the heart chakra. This is deep. This is a heart healing. Whatever you're going through this week has to do with your heart and like wounding, like maybe grief that you're experiencing. It's about the transforming whatever you're experiencing in the shadow to love. And when you do that, how you do that is by allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to be in that vulnerable space. What you need an ounce of is abundance. This really means, this is very much the abundance card, and the image in this card specifically really speak to the Empress energy, which has to do with, it's very Taurus, right? The green, the Empress energy, the abundance, which is second house energy as well. So you have to, for me, part of it has to do with like, are you connecting to nature? Because that's your nature. Your nature is to connect to nature. Your nature is to know where you stand. Your nature is to know how much everything that's physical around you affects you at a very deep level. And understanding also that the more that you allow yourself to connect with nature, the more that you will feel more cleared and cleansed, and going out and being in nature will help you to release and let go of all the things that are not yours, whether they're emotions, whether they're thoughts, whether they're whatever they are. When you go and be in nature, you will feel the life force energy, the abundant energy that comes. So this is a moment for you to find the deep soulful connection to the earth and what she is personally offering you right now. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you guys are having an 11th house transit. So this will affect, this transit of Venus conjunct Chiron is going to affect friendships. It's going to affect relationships where you are connecting to like networks of people, where you are sharing your gifts with the world, and everyone that it's affecting on the other side of that spectrum. These are the relationships that are coming up for you right now, that are healing, that are where you're understanding things at a deeper level, and where you're learning how to liberate yourself from anything that is toxic for you personally, and not healthy for you. All right. So the card that you get is Portals of Light. We are here to anchor in higher dimensional light into the 3D Earth grid. I love that. portals of light, and the little mushrooms are sweet too. And the pyramid speaks to understanding your own divinity. This is about understanding your own divinity. This is about rooting your divinity into the earth, anchoring your higher self more into your body. And how do you do this? You do this by understanding your design, not human design, but your design in general, like the way that we are made. We are designed, we're like mirrors of sacred geometry. So there's like 7 chakras, 7 laws. There's 12 chakras actually, but 7 laws, 9 dimensions, 12 dimensions. There's so much that we have to really truly understand to understand what we're really here to do. And when you have that understanding, you will anchor that light into the earth. And I actually see you anchoring ancient wisdom. And so what you need an ounce of is curiosity. You need to stay curious about yourself. And both of these images, too, these women are rooting into the earth. One of them is like planting flowers. Like in this card, this is really cool. In this card, she's like rooting in the crystal into the earth and activating that portal of light. And then in this one, she's seeing the flowers start to show up. So as you anchor yourself in, you will see the amazing things that show up. As you anchor yourself into your spiritual journey, as you anchor your higher self deeper into yourself, it will flower, and you will see that flowering start to bloom in your life. But it's about knowing who you are. And the only way to really know who you are is to understand the systems that make us human, spiritual beings having a human experience. For Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you guys are having a 10th house transit. So this is all about your career relationships. What is going on in your career? And it's not just career in the modern term, in the modern way. It's also your life path. It's connected to your life purpose. It's also connected to anchoring your higher self into this 3D plane, allowing your higher self to take a bigger role, you can say, in your life. And as you do that, you will find that it's easier to trust your intuition. It's easier to flow because you'll know that you're making the right choices. Whenever we anchor that part of ourselves deeper into our bodies through our awareness and through our acceptance of who we truly are, then everything really becomes easier. All right. You have the card Age of Aquarius. A new age is upon us, peace, harmony, and enlightenment. The beautiful thing about this card is the crystal. It's like a crystal palace in the background. It looks like either crystal quartz or Lemurian seed crystals. This is about clearing. So quartz is about clearing, and Lemurian seed crystals is about connecting to our ancient ancestors. Lemurian starseed energy and bringing that wisdom through, and very much the Lemurians coming through here with the Lemurian seed crystals is important because with Cancer energy, and exactly we're talking about 14 degrees of Aries, but at 14 degrees of Cancer is actually the Sirius star, and that's the star that has deep connections to ancient Atlantis, ancient Lemuria, these ancient civilizations that we've experienced in past lives that we are now remembering, so that we can bring the ancient wisdom, but use it in the Aquarian age, use it in a new way to innovate, to bring something new, because we need to bring something new into the earth. And you need an ounce of pleasure this week. Just let yourself enjoy. And you know what's so powerful about pleasure? Is that it reminds you, it anchors you into your body. It reminds you that your body is this beautiful temple of the spirit. And a lot of it has to do with, do you enjoy being in your body? Do you feel the pleasure of being in your body? And that's how you learn to anchor in. It's one of the ways that you learn to anchor in your higher self into your body. And so everything that has to do with your career and life path is being put on the table right now for you to witness and see how you are liberating yourself in this area of your life. For Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising Leo is having a 9th house transit. And so the 9th house is all about spiritual integration and learning new things. So I think that this week, the experiences that you're having in terms of relationships, because we're talking about Venus and Chiron. What is happening is that it's your relationship to everything new that you are learning and experiencing for the first time, that you're allowing to have an adventure of, people that you're meeting along your adventure of life. That's what's really coming up for you this week. All right. So, you get the card of redirection. I actually love this. Redirection. Every rejection is a redirection. I feel that. You see the portal? Every rejection is a redirection. And I think right now you're being directed towards your right path of learning. What do you need to learn right now? That's what the 9th house is all about. What do you need to learn, and what do you need to allow yourself to experience for the first time? These are new experiences that help you grow, and these are experiences that help you see the higher perspective. And that is why you are being redirected right now. Everything that's showing up in your life is a mirror to show you where you are being redirected. And what you need an ounce of is wildness. That's so amazing, because the 9th house is the house of Sagittarius, which is a very wild energy. It needs to just be allowed to do whatever the hell it's going to do, and to go get it and to go find it and to go experience it so that it can collect wisdom. That's how Sagittarius collects wisdom. It goes out and has experiences because it desires to know more. So that's a very beautiful energy for you, Leo. All right, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. You guys are having an 8th house transit. So this week is about endings. So don't be surprised if there's a relationship that ends because you've outgrown or because the energy of the relationship has shifted. And like we just had, it's like a redirection. So don't be surprised if there's endings this week that will lead you to, obviously, there's no other thing that shows up other than a new situation, a new beginning into something. So this is about letting go, not fighting, not resisting, just moving on, and knowing that it's all happening for a reason, and just trusting that however things unfold in your life is the way that they're supposed to unfold. The card that you get is the Golden Age of Gaia, cycles of consciousness, returning to our golden age. This is a beautiful card. It's one of my favorites in this deck. It's got the cup, the Holy Grail, and it's got the ages. So this is also a reminder to connect with your ancestry, and a reminder that cycles. Remember the cycles. If you were in the Moon Goddess training last time, or you're in it this time, we have now studied the 7 laws of the universe. And one of the laws is the laws of rhythm, which remind us of the cycles, like the rhythms of life, that they go up and they go down, and they go up and they go down. And there's a rhythm to everything. And when you recognize the rhythms that are going on in your life, you will have more of an understanding and an ability to deal with everything that comes up in your life. So notice the rhythms. If something that's happening right now for you has happened before, what is that showing you? And how often does this specific thing show up in your life? And that will tell you what the rhythm that you're at, and the frequency also that you're vibrating, because remember that everything reflects something about you. It's really not about the other person, but it's really about you. Everything that happens, like even to both of the people that are in a relationship, someone, it can seem like no matter who initiates the action, both people are having a mirror image. Both people are experiencing something that is actually within themselves. So that's the true understanding. It's not like, oh, make sure that everything, everyone understands each other, and that, that's not what it is. Because you can't like end things. Sometimes it's just not possible because of the depth of the understanding that you would have to explain to someone, like the reason why you have to set a boundary, or the reason why it has to be the way it is. It's like sometimes you just can't go into the depth that you want to go, because you know that the other person's not going to understand you, and vice versa. And the person that's experiencing, so if you put yourself on the other side, if you are someone who someone is putting some kind of an ending, there's some kind of an ending or some kind of a boundary going on in your life. If you're on the other side of that spectrum, you also have to ask yourself, what is this showing me about me? What is this showing me about me? Not how can I fix this or make it better, or like how can we all live in love, light, and happiness? Like, no, that's not what it is. It's like, can you give yourself the opportunity to just surrender, like however things unfold, like endings are just endings. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of your life. It's just a new beginning for everyone involved. So endings are never a negative thing. They are really moments that are naturally releasing, because whatever was learned. It's like it's the ending of a contract. It's whatever it is, and it's important to remember that there's a higher perspective into everything that is going on in your life, especially right now in terms of your relationships. And what you need an ounce of is aspiration. What do you want to aspire to? What do you want to, what are you learning from what's happening in your life? What are you aspiring to? Don't get caught up in the negativity. Don't get caught up in the negative patterns, the judgment, all of that. Just let it go. Let it go. All right. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Libra is having a 7th house transit. So this for you is definitely about relationships. You are 100% dealing with intimate relationships, partnerships, business partnerships, all of that stuff. And there's deep healing going on in these relationships. It could be in one relationship that's intimate, or it could be in like all of them that fit this aspect of the astrology chart. So what do we have for you as your message as you are healing these beautiful frequencies? The very first card that you get is Sacred Sensuality. Your body is a temple. Your sensuality is sacred. Look at this beautiful card. She's on a shell, and she's sitting on the shell, and water is just pouring out. It's interesting because the evenness of this image, like there's an equal waterfall on the right and an equal waterfall on the left, that brings back that frequency of balance and harmony that Libra really looks to understand. So Venus, because she rules Libra, is going to try to find the harmony within the situation. And that's the deep desire of Libra energy and of Venus. And so even though she's facing Chiron, and she's conjuncting Chiron, and Chiron is saying, look, there's healing that needs to happen here. Venus will always look towards the harmony. So this is a beautiful opportunity for you to find the harmony within the disharmony, or understand it maybe at a deeper level. And what you need an ounce of is knowing. You need an ounce of knowing. Knowing is something that's actually natural, like instinctual. A lot of us have, we all have a different way of really knowing something. This is also like one of the gifts of intuition is, do you know, how much do you know about yourself? And how do messages come through that tell you, oh, I know. I know. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to describe it. You don't need anything. You just, I know. I know this, like, it's done. You will also learn a lot by understanding your human design and whether you have defined centers or undefined centers, and looking at your gene keys too. Because if this is your gift of knowing, in however way it shows up in your life, is something that you are learning to use right now in whatever relationship situation is showing up in your life. Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. So Scorpio, of course, this is kind of an intense energy for you. This is going to be happening on an eclipse, which is going to be on your Sun, Moon, Venus, or rising. Anybody that has any Scorpio stuff, like, shadows come to light. And Scorpio is having a 6th house transit. So this is your relationships, but as you experience them in the moment. What happens in the moment? When something comes up and it's a healing thing, what happens in the moment? Like that's what is this bringing up? How do you react? Do you like respond? Do you wait to respond? How do you like interact when things come up for you? How do things like show up in your life, and how do you like react to them? Because what the awareness that's coming in is, are you present in your relationships? Are you here? Like, are you paying attention? And maybe what you're noticing is that maybe you're the only one that's paying attention, or maybe you're not paying attention and other people are paying attention. But it only with reflecting on what you're seeing right here in the moment will you understand this energy of Venus conjunct Chiron in your 6th house. Oh man. This is a good one. I'm going to show it to you in a second. Hello, Dawn. Welcome in. Hello, Nestor. Welcome in. Says I'm a Sagittarius, Sun, Libra, Moon, and it's my Chiron and Mars return. Wow. Wow. Congratulations. Whoop. Okay. So, what on earth? All right. This is going to be crazy, you guys. So, you are medicine. Your life story, your journey is your medicine to this world. Look at the power of this card. I love that there's a flower of life in the background of this card. I love how she's holding an ankh. I mean, this is just next level. Look at the serpent, the cobra on her arm. She's got the cobra on her arm. Flower of life. I mean, this stuff is just phenomenal. So what there's so much coming up with these two cards. It's just crazy. And what do you need an ounce of? Death. So very, very literal. Very, very literal for you, Scorpio. It's a dance with death. It's the transformation of the scorpion into the eagle. Actually, I'm so excited. You guys are in the Moon Goddess training this weekend. Oh my God, it's going to be lit. It's one of my favorite lectures. I can't wait to dive into. I can't believe like the synchronicities of everything. It's like we have this Scorpio this Scorpio full moon eclipse, as we're going to go into the temple of Kom-Ombo to face the darkness and the shadows. And we also learn about sacred geometry this week, and we learn about the story of the scorpion and the eagle, and how the scorpion becomes the eagle, and that it is through the venom of the scorpion that you truly heal. It's like you need to turn your venom into medicine. Boom. That's it. You need to turn your venom into medicine. And how do you do that? We're going to learn all about that in the Moon Goddess training. Damn, that was powerful. All right, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Hello, Jason. Welcome in. Oh, it's perfect for this week. I know, Raisa, right? Do you guys remember that? Do you remember that? Turn your venom into medicine. Sat Nam to that. All right, Sagittarius, you guys are having a 5th house transit. So this is about passion. This is about creativity. This is about connecting to I see the second chakra. I see the flow, dancing, expression. Also, children could be involved in what you're experiencing, these shifts with your children or children in general. Also, when it comes to your passion and romance, this could be romantic relationships as well that are showing up in your life, that are coming up for the cleansing. Everything is like being unearthed for the cleansing. Star seeds is your card. We are all children of the cosmos. I love that there are two women, and it's basically looks like it's the same person, like a mirror image of the same person, because what this brings up for me is the mirror. That life right now is a mirror for our spiritual evolvement, for our spiritual awakening. And if you watch what's happening within your relationships, you will see everything that you need to know to heal, because the true healing is within yourself. It doesn't matter if other people heal or not. It doesn't matter if other people understand you or not. You know, that's not the important thing. The important thing is, do you recognize that like this is something within yourself that needs to be healed? And what you need an ounce of is confidence. So you need to walk with confidence. You need to walk with strength. You need to trust in your intuition. You need to understand that as above, so below. There's another law of the universe that's coming up. As above, so below. And remember to always like look within yourself and trust that you're on the right track. Trust that you're doing the right thing. Sometimes that's really challenging because we lose the trust because we don't know, like, obviously we feel that insecurity, but you need to somehow find your security during this week. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a 4th house transit. So this is going to bring up relationships regarding home and family for you. So this is like your loved ones, your family. It could be your ancestors, like grandmother, grandfather spirits, and also the energy of the moon herself, and your ancestors that show you what it is that you are actually here to like give, and what you are giving unconsciously. What are the unconscious patterns of that you're expressing through your ancestry? This is like karmic. This is karmic lessons that are unfolding within family. I keep dropping these cards. It's okay. It happens. It is what it is. The card that you get is Oh my God, that's crazy. Let me show it to you. Connected to ancient lands. There is a reason you feel called to specific places. So this is talking about the actual locations on Earth, but bringing up again that energy of ancestry and the ancient connections to ancestors. I just feel it really strongly. With Capricorn too, this is where the Lyran starseeds are. And this is the legacy. The Lyran starseeds are the oldest souls in the galaxy, and they bring a lot of wisdom. So this is tap into the ancient wisdom. What you need an ounce of this week is an ounce of bliss. An ounce of bliss, which you will find if you surrender to the wisdom that wants to come through you. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you are having a third house transit. So for you, it's not as much having to do with relationships, but actually having to do with how you are communicating within your relationships. So there may be things that you say, things that are said that are the reason for the healing. Maybe you need to actually say what you want to say, express yourself, and you have to trust that it's going to come out the way it's going to come out. You know, we can try our best to be eloquent and to try to get someone to understand, but you have to realize that it's not about you. It's so weird because it's hard to explain to people that relationships are not about the other. Relationships are about ourselves. And the reason why you communicate is because you need to do that for yourself. It's not that you're trying to do something with the other person. It's not that you have them to see you. It's just that you need to honor yourself. And so you can be as eloquent as you want to, and people might still receive it the wrong way. They might not respond in a way that maybe you would hope they would or expect that they would, but they will definitely respond. No response is also a response. And that's important to remember as well, that no response is also a response. And I think that when you understand how much communication is the key to understanding any kind of relationship issue right now, you will get deeper insight into what's actually going on. So the card that you get is at a crossroads. Decisions, let your heart guide you. I love that. Again, we have another mirror image here. Another mirror image. There's also crystals in this card. There's Machu Picchu. This is really beautiful. This is really beautiful. So what is important here to understand is that this is the crossroads of decisions. You need to make up your mind about something. There's a big choice that you're on the edge, and you have to choose where do I go from here? So what you need an ounce of is essence. You need to understand who you are at a deeper level. You have to understand who you are at a deep level. And when you understand who you are, you will know what decision and how to make this decision that you need to make. All right, last but not least, we've got Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Pisces, 7th house. No, not 7th house transit. 2nd house transit. I was misreading that. So 2nd house has to do with, honestly, the first thing that I think of in the 2nd house is actually self-esteem. It's about knowing where you're going. How are you moving forward? Are you moving forward? Are you moving forward? What's moving you forward? It is also about understanding that to to really find your grounding, to really find your center, you need to also know and understand your connection with the earth, your connection with the third dimension, your connection with the physical world. Because you, of course, with Pisces energy, you are very ethereal. You have experiences that take you out of the body. And it's hard to come back because you prefer to be out floating in the clouds because that gives you comfort. For some people, it's like, that's the opposite of comfort. But for Pisces, it's comfortable. Like, let me just escape. It's a form of escaping. But when it comes to the second house, it's like, yeah, but what's your anchor to the earth? And in order for you to manifest and to just understand your relationship with things, is like, you have to ask yourself, who am I? But really, like, what is important? What is of value to me right now? What is the most important thing? What do I value? Because what you value, you're going to know what you value based on the actions that you take, based on the decisions that you make. You're going to know what things are important to you. And if what you are saying and doing is not coherent with what you feel are your values, then why the disconnect? Why are you disconnected? So this will help you to understand. This week is about you understanding your relationship to the material world. This is so sweet. We are the rainbow bridges. We bridge spirit to matter, heaven to earth. Dude, couldn't have said it better myself. The rainbow bridge. You need to work on this. You are a natural bridge from heaven to earth, spirit to matter. And it's about understanding how spirit descends into matter. Spirit, the comfort zone for you, the escape, is also here in the physical. So you will find that in the physical, but you have to honor the fact that it exists here as well. What you need an ounce of is an ounce of acceptance. Oof. You need to accept your gift. Accept where you are at right now. That's the very first step towards anything shifting in your life. These were some powerful readings, you guys. Wow. So thank you so much for being here with me this evening. I hope that this resonated for you. I hope that it brought you a message that you needed to hear. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful community and supporting me in this way. Make sure that you check all the links in the description of the video. I announced my gua sha workshop, beauty workshop, that is totally free. So everybody should be joining that, happening on May 19th. The registration link is below. Join me for our very first live event in Sedona for the Sagittarius full moon on Gemini 13th. You can sign up in the link in the description of this video. Check out my new Eagle Stars Jewels shop, and the link is also below. And if you want to get more involved, then make sure that you download my free moon astrology guide and join our Starseed membership, where I put in so much information in the form of videos and emails. You know what's happening in the universe, and you know how to prepare, and you know how to understand the energy as it's showing up for you in your own chart based off of the sun, moon, Venus, rising energies, and also the bigger picture of the collective. So thank you all so much. And I will be back tomorrow night. We're going to talk about the astrology of the eclipse. So don't miss that. On Friday, I am taking the day off because I'm going to have family in town. And I will also be back on Sunday for our full moon in Scorpio ceremony. So again, thank you. Thank you. Have a beautiful rest of your week. And I will see you all again soon. Sat Nam.